So I've always looked at life as a series of experiments. You learn from some, and you fail sometimes, you succeed sometimes, but you always learn. I believe life is a journey of love and learning, and this is how I learn. So when I was going to go to college, everybody started to ask, what are you going to do, where are you going to go? My answer was, I'm going to do electrical engineering, and then I'm going to do an MBA. And it said, I'm all sorted, this is my foundation, this is what I'm going to build my life on. And everybody seemed happy with the answer. 3 semesters into college, I hated it. I thought I liked building computers, but I actually liked using computers. So, what I'd done here was succumb to peer pressure. I'd said what sounded good. I did things to make people happy. I never looked inside and reflected what made me happy and what I wanted to do. This was a learning in this regard. After this, I got a job at Goldman Sachs. I'm a middle-class Punjabi, I wanted money. This was a place where you work hard, you learn a lot, and you make a lot of money. All went well for a few years, and then I started to feel empty inside. I started to wonder why. I realized I needed to be inspired to do my best work. So instead of optimizing for making the most amount of money, I said I'll make enough money, but let me be inspired so I can do my best work. So that was my learning. After Goldman Sachs, I ended up, that slide's going to tell me what I ended up doing. Oh yes, after Goldman Sachs, I came back to India. I had a high school sweetheart. In my mind, I thought we'd get married, we'd have a family, all would be nice. But her father had other plans. It was like the movie Two States without the happy ending. I learned a lot, I cried a lot. I didn't understand why all this was happening. But eventually I learned to surrender. I realized the universe has a beautiful plan. We don't always understand it. But sometimes just living in and letting it show us a path can be amazing and a great teacher. So I did. This is one of the books I read on that topic. Then I started business with my dad. He's sitting in the back. We did a family business. It was in travel, so that's kind of sexy. I was already running, so we could get a head start. And we doubled the family income. What's not to like, right? But this is also the man that's seen me in my diapers and given me a whack or two when I do silly things, right? So when we actually started doing business, if anybody's been in therapy, this is what actually happened in our business relationship. I consider myself a little bit of an alpha. I like to sort of wear the pants and do my own thing, but that didn't quite work out. So I went on to the next thing. I started a startup helping overseas Indians with their work in India. This typically meant real estate work, getting certificates, or even sending flowers to loved ones. And the whole thought was operations are in India and services in international, say the US or the UK, Australia, etc. Right? Great idea, but I didn't know any digital marketing. I knew how to send emails, so 3 months in, I had 1 customer. I wish I had known digital marketing at the time. I would have known some more of these things and we would have had some customers and maybe that would have been my big business. But it wasn't, so we moved on. After this one, I tried no family business, no more solo business, let me work with pros, right? So I got the CTO of NDTV, I got a businessman who worked in his own audio equipment business, and 2 of my co-founders. We created a media technology business, we went to Amsterdam, we went to a great conference, we're all on a high. Turns out these guys got really high. We're on this flight, they're drinking like crazy, so much so that the air hostess has to come to us and say, gentlemen, if you don't tame it down, we're going to turn around this flight and go back. That's when I had this oh shit moment. You got to pick your co-founders really, really smartly, otherwise you're going to be in hell for 10 years. I did that again for my next startup. I found a founder who had Morgan Stanley experience, one who had trading experience, we built a trading platform. Guess what? One went to work with their family business, one went for an MBA, and I'm left with my pants down again. So how you pick your co-founders is really, really important. Don't take that lightly. After this, I started a travel technology business. I knew travel, this person knew technology, we built out a great platform, we're quite excited. Soon came calling a really big player, Make My Trip. We're really excited about this and said yes before we could really do the mature thing. This was an experience where I learned long-term versus short-term thinking. The long-term thing would have been do the right thing for the customers, for make my trip. The short-term thing was to put money in the bank and get a headline article in the newspapers. We did the short-term thing. After this, I took all my learnings. I started a company called 91 Springboard. Here we would help entrepreneurs build their business. It was a platform. In over 10 years, we helped thousands of companies build their businesses. It reached 200 crores, it reached nearly 30 locations and continues to grow and scale. But came COVID, which was a tough time, everything slowed down, gave me a chance to think and reflect. I used this framework called Ikigai. It makes you ask the questions, what do you love? What are you good at? What does the world need? And how can you make money doing it? And I realized I wasn't doing what I truly loved. I wasn't doing my Ikigai. I then started a business that helped early stage entrepreneurs trying to make the world a better place. Entrepreneurs that had purpose and profit at their hearts. And this is called Build 3. We run this in Kanduli, and we work with entrepreneurs closely, building amazing things, making the world a little bit better every day. So, I haven't failed yet. I'm on my way to success. Thank you.